On Sunday, Colts legendary radio play-by-play announcer Bob Lamey announced his retirement after being the team's announcer for over 30 years. But Indianapolis television station WTHR reported that Lamey used the N-word in front of another radio employee just days before he announced his retirement. The woman complained to HR, and then came the sudden retirement announcement. Lamey's attorney admitted he did use the word and apologized. After the announcement, Jim Irsay has called him a legend and an icon, and there's been talk of including him in the Colts Ring of Honor. Shannon, when you hear about this story, are you okay with how they handled it?
He deserved to be let go, Skip. They fired him without actually firing him. They allowed him the dignity to step down on his own. Skip, he's been the play-by-play guy for 31 years.
32, I think. Go ahead.
Over 30 years.
Maybe this was going to be 32.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Over 30 years, Skip.
Yep.
And when you do play-by-play, you just don't call, okay, it's 3rd and 10, completion. You tell a story. Mm-hmm. This man has 1,000 stories in his head. And the one story he wants to share to a black employee or in close proximity of a black employee is this story. Of all the stories he's ever told. And this is how he gets it, Skip. He asked, is that thing turned off? That's probably the first.
Just done an interview.
Just done an interview.
Yes.
He asked, is that thing turned off?
And
that's probably the first sign.
The black woman was the sort of technical person on site handling the equipment.
Right.
Yes, it's all turned off, she says.
Yes.
So she's still there within earshot.
Right. That's probably the first sign that what you're about to say, you shouldn't say. That's first and foremost. He tells that story. Why? Why would you want to tell, of all the stories that you could have told, Skip, why would you tell that one when so now, I got to go all the way back. If he felt comfortable telling that story in close proximity of someone of that race, what the hell does he say at the family barbecue?
Well, that's a very good question. And I think we know the answer.
And then Jim Irsay
and then it dawns on him, wait. Oh, and he sees that she appears to be offended, and he's saying, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
I didn't mean to offend.
What?
So how do you think? There are a lot of things, Skip, that you can say. Like, if you don't really know, before I started working in CBS, I couldn't really tell average Caucasian American from a Jewish American. I couldn't. But after being around for 10 years, I could. Skip.
Not always, but
but for the most part, I don't have to know the name. But for the most, I feel comfortable enough being around enough. But Skip, what black person is going to be just take with the E? And he used the ER. Can you imagine? Skip, my skin crawls when I hear a white. It's in the movies. And I hear a white person say that, my skin, watching Black Klansman. And I'm like, I understand it's a movie, but woo. So I can imagine for her to hear that, Skip, right there in front of her. That's the story you want to tell at that moment, Skip, of the 1,000 stories that are in your head. How do you go to that, Skip? How?
So I'm going to say this for the umpteenth time on national TV. That word ending in the hard ER is simply the most evil word in the English language. And I've said many times, I wish we could somehow eradicate it, but we can't. And I want to be careful and explicit about this. We're not talking about the N-word ending in A that the black community has sort of adopted, or as Michael Eric Dyson says, hijacked and drained the poison out of and put the A on the end of it, that you might use. I don't know if you use it, but occasionally a black person will use it as a term of affection or endearment to another black person.
Correct.
So we're not talking about that. We're talking about the word that ends in the hard ER used by white people against black people.
Right.
Okay, so that's what came. Once that passed his lips, to me, it's game over. You are disqualified, certainly, from being honored by the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm going to take some exception here with Jim Irsay, because he tried to pass this off on Sunday when he had been contacted, obviously, by the HR of her radio station saying, we've got a big issue here with this. And I guess to to the credit of Jim Irsay, he immediately said, well, he's out. But he tried to pass it off as he's decided to retire.
Right.
When he had not decided to retire, he'd been on the record as, I'm definitely coming back for it. Maybe this was his 32nd year. And yet Jim Irsay then issues a statement. Bob Lamey is a legend and an icon, and he ends it with, he's as dear to us as anyone who's ever worn the horseshoe. And the black woman was quoted as saying, it's hurtful to hear that he should be in the Colts Ring of Honor. No one who says that word should be in any Ring of Honor.
No.
I'm with that. Like, you're just out. You're disqualified. Once that passed your lips and it showed that you're capable of using that word,
Right.
especially, I don't even know what he was thinking. Maybe he wasn't thinking.
Because you think about it, Skip, at Fenway Park, what's the former owner, Yaki?
Yaki.
Yaki. They renamed the street.
Yeah.
They renamed it. Skip, it's not like he's already up there and then he utters that word. They haven't even had a vote. They haven't even voted on him being in the Ring of Fame. Yeah. So now you already know what he said. Now that's not, Skip, I'm in the Ring of Honor of Denver at the Broncos. Yeah. If I were to do something that would bring shame or humiliate that organization, I would expect them to take my name down.
Yep.
I really would. I'm already up there. But I just can't understand. But remember I told you, Skip, I said there's something that's going on that people feel comfortable. They feel real comfortable not saying this. Yeah. Now, when he was a kid, you could say this, no problem whatsoever. It's probably done rolled off his lips 1,000 times when he was a kid and as a young man. And all of a sudden, we're seeing it rise again. Now, I don't know the reason. I don't know the reason why all of a sudden people of the opposite race feel comfortable saying that word and doing certain things. I don't know why, America.
I still think a lot of always felt comfortable. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. Skip, I need to feel normal. I need to know that I'm not the only one that feels like this. Because there's certain behaviors you're like, I'm the only one that feels like this. And then you're like, you too? Oh, I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Because see, it can have two. See, the thing is, like, two different meanings can be true, Skip. Look at the candle. The candle for me, it gives me light.
Yeah.
The candle for the moth brings him death. You see, this America where we are right now, Skip, something is going on, Skip. For this man, Skip, I would never, ever. Think about it. Even when you upset at someone, you know what you can say. Skip, I'm a lot more active on Twitter than you are. If I got to think twice before I send it.
Well, you engage.
I
don't
engage.
tweet more than I do.
No. That's all. You ain't got no but time on your hands. I'm busy.
You just said you're more active. You're not more active. I'm more active than you are.
I'm more engaged.
Oh.
That's what I do.
Oh,
I'm special.
All right.
They know they tweet they know Uncle hit them back.
Special?
Yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, Skip, if I got to think twice, Skip, your mic on? I probably shouldn't even say that. Hey, this thing record. Why would you? Skip, I got 1,000 stories. I know I've heard 1,000 different jokes over the time. Why would I get in the presence of someone of that race or that nationality or that religion and then make a joke of all the jokes I got? Why would I get in front of that group to say this now?
Okay, I do want to make the point that long before our current president came into power, that one Riley Cooper of the Philadelphia Eagles was at a country western concert and had a couple of drinks, and he got mad at a black security guard, and he uttered that word, and it was caught on cell phone video, and it became a thing. And I'm still upset with the Eagles and Chip Kelly and just the whole staff because they sent him home for a weekend, and then they said it was okay, right?
And what did they do? They put that on Mike. And then Mike had to come out there and show support because that's how they do, Skip. You know, some goals require, hey, send the black guy, the most prominent. When Bob McNair, when he said what he said, who did they get? Tony Dungy. Vouch for him. Michael Vick, vouch for. I ain't vouching for nobody. You say that if you want to.
Yeah. So Bob Kravitz, a longtime respected columnist in Indianapolis. He was in Denver for a while. He wrote that obviously that Lamey needed to lose his job, but at the end he's going back and forth kind of with himself that he says, I've never ever believed that one bad moment like this one should define a man or a man's career. I still believe he belongs in the Ring of Honor, although that's going to be debated long and hard. And I still believe the radio booth, the Colts radio booth, should be named after Bob Lamey.
Huh?
Well, I just can't get there. I just can't. I'm sorry. Again, do I want to see this man go down in utter forever disgrace? I guess not, but
that's what happens.
He
when
brought this upon himself.
Yes.
Yeah, he said that word, and you can't get it back. That's the word you can't take back.
Because think about it, Skip, how long it takes you from the moment you're born, you start building your reputation. But you tear it down just like that. Just like that.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I mean, what did he expect to happen? What was he hoping to tell us? Skip, to tell a story like that. Really?
It sounds like he was just being himself.
Yes.
Right?
And there's no excuse. There's
no zero.
Zero. I mean, it was time for him to go then. We're going to talk a bit more about the Cowboys defense and if they will dominate this season. We are not so sure about that. Rob Ryan is here next to help.